Yep.
Welcome back, everybody. Saturdays with Chickenduck, episode 153. Special guest joining us there's two special guests today. I'm in the middle of a fucking manwich right now. Paul Olesak. Paul, I couldn't say. See, you could have told me that 15 times, and I wouldn't have got it right. I'll probably screw Danny's name up too. So, also joining us, Danny Rose. Casey's here too.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. So we got some wrestling goodness for everybody today. These are pivotal people in your wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, you told me that Paul trained you.
Yep.
And I know that Danny had a lot to do with everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. One time Dan showed up at a football practice. We went to the same high school, and I think I must have stalked you or somehow knew that you lived.
Yeah, you and Kelly came over to my house, showed up my doorstep, in their varsity jackets, 1999.
Prior to or during the same time that he would ask us to jump off of buildings at his house.
During.
Same time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing any of us survived, to be quite honest. He'd have his, I don't know if you know where his dad lived, but or still lives up in the mountain there. I mean, it's a big gravel stone driveway, and we'd be jumping off of the shed onto anything, various tables.
Did a little backyard wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember as far as.
Well, do you remember one time, when you first took me up to Paul and Jake's at BC Bumps in Allentown?
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a cut mark on my head from.
I remember that. You tried gigging. I think Jake shot on you, didn't he? What are you doing?
In our backyard wrestling.
Yeah, I remember. Remember your varsity jackets. I graduated in 92. These guys showed up my door in 99. Of course, but I was at the high school visiting my coach, so I was the one back at high school looking like a dick. I did not wear my varsity coat.
And I knew Dan was a wrestler then, and I had asked him about training because I think I had gone to Jimmy Dio's. I went to talk to Jimmy
so
Dio.
that was my first question.
And he was like, no.
There's
because he
Jimmy
was the
Dio's
only.
Where? That was right on 5th or 7th. Was that on 7th?
Who's that?
The training center.
I don't even know where his training center was. I never
What
took
was
that.
the place right after
Damien's?
That's where I trained. Body Slams Arena.
That's Body Slams.
That's Body Slams, yeah.
All right.
At the tattoo place.
Right.
Yeah,
They had matches there.
Yeah.
Full on
ECW ran
ECW.
there.
Yeah. I remember a lot of that stuff from that point. I wasn't huge into wrestling, but obviously, I do whatever, jump off of whatever. I'd like to hold the camera. That was a lot safer. But I remember driving you to Allentown to an event of some sort or a training of some sort.
A match?
I don't know.
The training center was in Allentown.
Which would be Paul's
training center, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dan talked me out of going to see to train with Jimmy Dio. He was the only,
choice.
I think, independent wrestler really that growing up I didn't know about independent wrestling.
Yeah, me neither.
Ever. So but yeah, you introduced me to Jake and Paul up at BC Bumps in Allentown.
I remember the day you walked in.
And gig on his head.
Bleach blonde hair and pattern patch pants.
No, that was before.
Oh, okay.
This was before the patch pants.
You didn't still shave your head.
That was before we introduced him to Tiny.
That was his downfall.
Fucking spiral. There's only one way to go on that one.
Rest in peace.
In the dirt. Right in the dirt.
So how did you grow up in Allentown, Paul? Or?
I did.
Yeah?
Went to Whitehall High School, and so the Nasty Boys went to our school, but they were older than us. I think they're 10 years older, maybe. But I was friends with their brother, and we always wanted to do that. And right after high school, me and Jake graduated together. We talked to them, and they shipped us off to Minnesota. Didn't ship us. I mean, we decided to go, but lived up there in a freaking hotel room for 4.5 months.
Damn.
No car, no money. Just lived in a hotel room and went to Brad Rheingans, which was Vern Gagne's school. Brad Rheingans trained us.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys, like Brad went, he was gone for, I think, 3 weeks at a time when we were going there. Mr. Perfect was training us, Road Warriors, Barry Dorso, which was Demolition, Beverly Brothers, Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos. Who else helped up there? Jerry Lynn trained like a year before us, and he was coming in and helping out. So yeah, we We did that for 4.5 months before we came
Name
home.
drops.
Are you okay?
Dropping a lot of stuff on the floor. A lot of fucking names. A lot of names being dropped. What the hell's going on over here?
They're all listeners.
yeah. Goddamn right.
It'll all come back to all of them.
Very Darso and fucking Hawk's listening. Hawk.
So I was just listening to that's where Ricky the Dragon Steamboat trained, because I was just listening to a podcast the other day, and he was like, was Vern? Was he still around at that time?
Vern was around, but not doing much.
No, because I heard that was like one of the toughest schools that you could go to. Like he was like stiff, and
when Brad took over, I mean, it was tough. We had this 6-foot log, weighed about 200 pounds. Remember how we made you guys do squats?
Yeah.
We used to have to do squats with that log.
Jesus.
Yeah, we used to have to hurl it, do 10 squats with it, put it in between your leg, up, in between your leg. Yeah, that was tough. So it was a tough school to go to. And then I see these guys, and I mean, guys are walking in the fucking back door anymore. You know what I mean? Not trained the right way. Fucking just that's mean. You know that, Danny.
I can't.
Oh yeah, some of the
He hates
shit
the
that
business now.
I hate the business.
He hates wrestling.
I hate it.
That's what it'll do to you, I guess.
Danny calls and asks permission if he could take my son to the WWF shows. I have a tough time. He's 20, but I have a tough time saying, yeah, it's okay. Honestly, and then, I mean, just, we'll start off shooting on Damian Kane. So, he's just a piece of shit.
So what year?
Stole money from us.
Before you get into this, what year did you get your start? What year was this when you went to Minnesota?
91.
91. All right.
Then we came home after that and just started working here. I mean, hooked up with guys in Fleetwood. It was Bulldog Brian Bowser. Ring a bell at all?
No.
Yeah, he had a little organization, and then Damien came to one of the shows and found us, and that was bad voodoo. So
Damien ran shows around Reading, right?
that's when he was starting Body Slams Arena.
Okay.
Before he met us, he had that in his picture. Then he met us, and then we were at his very first show there. So, but yeah, the guy.
So tell us about Damien. You were going to get into it.
Oh, stealing money from us. I mean, we're buying roids from him, and he was supposed to be shooting us up. Towards the end, he was shooting us up, but I think he was just shooting fucking water in us, and taking our money for it. So
Jesus.
yeah.
Well, he was because I went back and I was looking for like a lot of your stuff on the WWE Network. There's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
I think it was your first match on ECW television.
Yeah.
Is on there, and Damien was your manager at that time.
He was.
Right?
That's how it started. And I mean, so in ECW, the one night at the arena, we were out there, and he did not want his wife to do anything out there. Just go out with me, and Paulie told him that night, she's going to take the cane from Sandman. He refused. So after the show, Paul canned him, told him to get the fuck out of the locker room, and Damien turns to us. He goes, let's go. We're canned. And Paul looked at us. He goes, you can go with him, but I'm not canning you two. I want you two to stay. And that's the last time I talked to Damien.
Really?
He took our paycheck that night, and I never seen it.
No shit.
So it's the last word I had with him. Yep.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
he was pissed we didn't leave with him.
The wrestling business seems to have some discrepancies. Like, so a lot of it's cash, but I'm sure a lot of it you're paid cash.
A lot, yeah. But there it was a check.
So, like, how the fuck did you just walk off with your money?
So how we went into ECW, Damien.
Are you first of all, I'm sorry, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but are you do you have an agent or anything like you're your own agent? You're your own representation.
Yeah, you're your own. But Damien used to do a package deal, so much for us three and his wife. And he'd get the check written to him. I'm sure he was taking a cut of that. So, because after he left and we started getting the checks, we're like, he never gave us this a night, and so I know he was taking a cut of it.
And he was selling you dope.
Yeah. And he was selling us roids and injecting us with water,
That's
I
an agent.
think.
That's what they call that.
So he was just, I mean.
We need an agent.
I'll do it.
We need a good one, not a shitty one like
I'll do
that.
it.
But
I'll do it.
that's fucking crazy. But like, I mean, so how old were you at this point? And the whole thing's a new,
24,
relatively new.
24, 25.
Just fucking do whatever you can to make a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So is this while you were in ECW? Is this ECW
With the-
days? When this happened?
Well,
When they got rid of
yes.
When he was thrown out or whatever?
Yeah, that was ECW days. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, my wife is here. She knows I did the roids. But
Glad that didn't come out here today for the first time, man.
but
How'd all that work out for you?
it worked great back then.
This is my basement. Keep the shit intact. This is Casey's table, though, so if somebody's going through it, I guess.
When
For
we
the show.
when we first started doing it, I got stronger than an ox, got big. Then all of a sudden, like a couple cycles later, I'm not seeing anything. I'm like, something's wrong here, and that's what we figured out. So
Vanilla extract. Do you right.
Vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract. Yeah, do you right.
Is that what you think it was?
Probably.
We're not condoning that, but you heard it here. Doomsday says
The sauce.
vanilla extract. I could use the fake shit, right? I don't need the. Yeah.
So then how long did you stay in ECW then after that?
after that, probably about another year and a half, 2 years maybe. And we decided to walk out on our own. It was actually at Kutztown University.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we just wasn't using us anymore, and we decide lineup comes on and we're not on it, and we went over to Tommy Dreamer, who was kind of like his main guy at the time, and hey, we're gonna leave. We're out of here. We're just gonna pursue something else. And he told us not to leave. He's like, I think Paul's testing you. Fuck him. We walked out, because my head wasn't up his ass like fucking Bubba Ray. So.
So then what do you start doing after that? Just working more independent shows or?
Yeah, no, we started independent. That's when we decided to open the training center.
Oh, that around
And the
then?
EWF, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when we decided to do it.
You said, fuck off the ECW and just started your own thing up.
Yep,
Right on.
yep. And then,
We should just do that. We should both quit our jobs.
Start a wrestling school?
No. No, you're right.
Oh,
You should probably figure that part out first. I didn't really have anywhere else
Career
after
path.
quitting the job
Right.
thing.
Right. Let's start at
It's
page one.
I was just inspired for a second. I'm sorry, guys. Keep going.
and then, now Danny's going to tell you the story about the very first time we asked him to work for us.
Oh, we were in was it MCW or MEWF?
MEWF.
MEWF, which is Mid-Eastern Wrestling Federation in Baltimore. And I don't know, I was on match like 2, 3 in my career. And these two guys, but
We liked them.
I'm a Damien guy. Damien's with me. These guys asked me to work for him. Nope. No thanks.
Yeah.
That's it.
So Damien
I fucking
was-
turned down a booking. Yeah, I turned down a booking because Damien was my guy, and I thought these two were clowns and assholes because of what I knew from Damien.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Damien was always good to me. I
get it, man.
don't have any issues with him.
Where you're younger at this point than he is. I mean, obvious, right?
I'm years younger, but I'm
and
brand new in the
brand new,
business.
and that's what I meant.
Yeah,
brand new in
absolutely.
the business.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
So completely fucking whatever anybody else is above you.
Right, absolutely.
rolling
Yeah,
with
you're
you
just
at
gonna
least.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I rolled on there with this guy, and then these guys asked me to work for him.
And
and I
nope.
said, nope.
I'm good.
Everybody brand new in the business turns down bookings from new federations. Good thinking. Yeah. Yeah, but then months later, Jimmy Cicero got walking pneumonia, and they needed somebody else. And I don't know if I was just already there.
You were there with Adam.
I was there with Flash. Imagine that. Thick as thieves we were.
Caddy High School.
That's right.
What, did Adam Flash go to?
Yes, thick as thieves
What's
we
that?
were. But,
Did you know Adam from high school too or what?
No, I knew Adam from Mark Bodie. We started working for Mark Bodie. He died. God, that guy died 20-some years ago on a way back. He used to run shows actually out in Western PA. He ran all sold shows. He used to book it with names, and I mean, it was a great payday. Hooked you up, food, hotel, everything, and he died on the way back. Him and his girlfriend on the turnpike. They got in a crash. Yeah.
Jesus.
I remember. I forget what his organization was called. God, but he ran great shows. I mean, 2,000 people every show, a sold
shit.
show at a high school out there. So,
Wow.
yeah, always had good shows.
So like back when you were starting, was the territory thing still?
Yes.
Was that still like a thing or
Yeah, it was big back then. Just territories and
the Like before, like Vince bought everything.
Oh.
There used to be different territories that you would wrestle for.
Okay.
So
You had like you had NWA over in Jersey.
Right. I
Yeah.
kind of understand.
Yep.
But, I mean,
Mid-South, Georgia,
prior, and
Midwest,
a lot of that was prior to
Florida.
mass media, like
Portland.
yeah.
before it was
Had a good one.
televised and all that. I mean, not televised, but like before it was
Sure.
certainly. I'm not sure of the word I'm looking for when it goes like
Look at us.
viral before the word viral existed. Yeah, just like this. Anyway, I'm sorry.
You're a hell of a host.
Yeah,
This is great.
I haven't passed out yet.
Yeah, the last time Dan was here, he told a story about something, and Jimmy almost passed
I
out.
think it was the Bob Backlund story from your fucking
Oh
show.
my
I
God.
laughed so hard.
I told him about that and how they dicked you, how he dicked you into payday.
Yeah.
All it
No, I
was-
wasn't laughing at that part.
No, of
but
course,
I mean,
but that was part of the story. Oh, but yeah, no, but that was the story. And I said, wait till Paulie comes here in March because he'll tell you about how pissed off he was.
Oh yeah. $750 for
Schoolboy.
Schoolboy 1, 2, 3.
Fucking- I was like, beautiful. Just went over on Bob
You
Backlund.
loved it.
Oh yeah. Just went over on Bob
It
Backlund.
worked out
Clean,
perfectly.
clean. I didn't have to pull the tights.
No losers here.
Yeah, there was one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So when you're running your own shows up in Allentown, you start Eastern Wrestling Federation, right?
Yes.
Are you still working other shows at the time? Or
Yeah,
you just
we were still
mainly-
working any show we could get on. We're still working. We actually went down for a tryout with WCW, and when we were running the shows right in the beginning, and then we were going down and working for oh my God, what was his name? He was there at WCW. Hard Body Hamilton. You guys remember him? He's in jail now for keeping women slaves in his basement.
Jesus.
Yeah, but he was with WCW at the time, and this guy was running shows with all the WCW guys. So he was bringing us down, working down there.
What,
in
his own
Atlanta.
shows?
Yeah, he was running his own shows. I mean, he had access. The power plant was letting him use the ring and everything. You know that gray canvas we had?
Yeah. That's
He
where it
sent
came
that
from.
to us
Really?
from WCW. Yeah, he's like, oh, give me $50, I'll get you a canvas. He was
Jesus,
shady.
50
yeah.
bucks.
Yeah,
He was
he sent
shady.
us a canvas.
He had people living in his basement. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
he was a little shady.
This was
Yeah.
for women.
Gonna have
I
to.
wonder what that canvas actually was.
But yeah, we were
So
we were,
soft.
we were working as much as we
Roll
could.
Up in it. Put him in a fucking river.
I'm going to Google him so you can read this.
I don't know what. I don't know that I want to read any. My wife will be watching Criminal Minds later. It'll be on there, I'm sure. What's his name?
Hard Body Hamilton.
Oh my God.
He'll be on. We have another crime show that we're working on.
Well, unless it was committed in Berks County.
No,
It
we'll
was-
just shift the name. We already did all of them for Berks County.
we did 3 shows.
For what?
We have another
murders?
podcast. Yeah, it's called Berks County Unsolved. And we do unsolved murders in Berks
We don't really
County.
do anything though. Like we don't.
Well, I understand.
You know, it's very similar to this. Only there's
Right.
less conversation because we don't know anything about fucking murder,
And it's not
or
on-
solving them
Never
or
killed
anything.
anybody?
And it's not on video.
Right.
We're just gonna name the.
Right, so
same-
who do you get? Like, who
It's
do you
the same show. We just call it something different.
turn your hat backwards?
Dude, do me a favor. Just give another shirt because we're gonna record an episode of it as soon as it'll be like
Never
a
heard
different.
of such a thing. That was-
I'm looking for it, but I can't find it.
So when you're going down there to is this in Atlanta?
Yes. Yep, in Atlanta.
Are you working for WCW at all, or just
just this promotion?
okay?
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was called,
Okay.
but
So
we did
you-
it a couple times.
Were there any tryouts for WCW at that time? Or like, did you?
Yeah, just that one, and they never called us back.
No?
So, yeah, I think honestly, I don't know what happened, but I think we were blackballed for some reason. Just I don't know if Damien put a word out, who he would know. I don't know. Though,
Yeah.
you know. But well, Casey, you remember? I mean, look at what happened with us. Why we changed our name from EWF to
Hardway.
Yeah.
No,
Vince McMahon was suing us
seriously.
because he said our logo and letters look like his. Yeah, that's why we changed it. Do you remember that, Danny?
Absolutely.
While they still look like the World Wildlife Federation's.
Yes.
I remember when you changed the name, but I had no idea that
Yeah,
was
that's why. And if you Google me and Jake's name, it'll come up there. Like it'll say, the plaintiff, the defendant, WWF versus, that's when they were still WWF, versus me and him.
Holy
Joke's on
shit.
you because you don't have anything to do with the XFL. So
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah, but how did that all come about?
We just, we wrote papers back and said,
No,
well,
but who fucking didn't someone go to them and say,
I
You
think,
get a cease and desist, and you get a lawyer, right? I mean, that's how
yeah,
that
we
works.
weren't going to spend the money. So,
course
I mean,
not. Yeah, no.
so, so we just, we'll change our name. So we changed it the hard way and just let it go. You know, I mean, I think Alpha had a lot to do with that too.
Oh, really?
Because we were in his territory running better shows, you know, so I think he had a lot to do with our blackballing too. So, I mean, let's be realistic. Our shows were better than him. We drew better people, more people, better talent. So, I mean, so
they had a fucking hell of a heavyweight champion for a long time, and a hardcore champion. Then they had heavyweight champion again, then heavyweight champion again and again. It's really good.
and that's coming from a guy that said, nope.
Incredibly modest.
26 times. I don't know if you remember or not.
I have it written down.
Yeah, right.
I have it on the website.
I remembered.
Oh my god.
When we were kids, Jimmy was supposed to make a website for Dan, and it was just like a couple flames, and it said Doomsday.
Blood drops.
Blood drops. Yeah.
But an old school website where there's
Flames too, I think.
not that like where the day would just spin. You know, it's like that was it. But it just,
If you would have waited around, there would have been flames.
flames.
The second and third page had flames on it.
Second and third.
Gallery.
So it said had blood dripping, and Doomsday Danny Rose written in a font like that, and that was it. It's my website.
Yeah. I'd pay for that dearly later on in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Nice, fresh set of Who tickets.
So you're running shows in Allentown, and then you start running in where Bethlehem, right?
Yeah, we were running at the what was it called?
Castle Hill
Castle
Ballroom?
Hill. But
That's definitely where I
Yeah.
Castle Hill.
At Castle Hill
You
Ballroom.
would be the only person that I would have been taking to, but I don't remember what it was for.
Well,
I
it would have
remember
been
being in it.
if it was for Castle Hill. If it was at Castle Hill, it would have been for a show, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that was a good venue, but the Garfield was a ticket, right? That was a good one.
Yeah.
So
How many people, like on a general show, like at an average show?
Castle Hill used to be about 300. Garfield, a lot smaller. We put about 300 in, but towards the end, we were turning 150 people away because now the fire department used to come, and sit there and tell us no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
More
used to
people.
get packed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who was main event that drew those fucking people in. It just really escapes me sometimes. I gotta go back and look at my logs.
Your logs.
My logs, my journals.
Did, what? How many would you say were at your show the other night?
That was pretty packed the other
Was that in
night.
town?
Yeah, at Reverb.
The Reverb?
Yep.
Where were you?
ACW, it's called.
Oh yeah.
Who runs that?
Tate
Oh,
Hammer.
Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty good actually.
Is this an industry guy? Like, is this the guy? Like,
Tate's been around. Twisted Tate. He's been around quite a while.
Yeah, I didn't know him until just going to these shows. But I mean, I hadn't been to an independent wrestling show since I wrestled for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was pretty.
Who
cool.
do you have on it? Anyone?
Crazy Steve was like he's in Impact Wrestling now on TNT or whatever it's on. I don't know.
I don't know where they're on.
But
anymore.
Spike, yeah. It was. I mean, it was good.
Crazy Steve.
Yeah, yeah. It was,
All right,
names
I'm no one to judge. I'm just saying.
with 2 Z's.
Oh, that is crazy. You didn't say that.
Crazy.
It's all about
So I think Paul. Was it you or Jake who came up with my wrestling name?
That was kind of with Danny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember how that. I thought you came up with it.
No,
I hated it.
You used to always say,
I did. I hated it.
my name was Rich Lather. Remember?
I remember that phone call. And then I couldn't take a fucking
Forgot
shower
about Rich.
for 6 or 7 months without laughing my fucking head off. Because I'd always be like a shampoo bottle. I'd be like, God damn it.
Rich. Lather.
Casey, I actually think you used to always say when we told you something, you'd always say exactly.
Really?
Exactly. And then that's when Jake's like, exactly. I mean, I came up with Love Bug, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
With the tights, with the little ladybug on it. You know, I came up with that. Well, Marshall was he kind of came up with his own because he was a prison guard. And I actually watched his podcast here, and he's still not over Even Better. He's still still not over him.
No, Pat.
Problem with it even
I have
better.
no idea.
He's pissed that Pat got a little bit of a push, and because they trained the same time.
Yep.
And,
We all did.
Yeah,
I was
and
in
we
that-
put Pat out because Pat. Let's be honest, Pat was lazy. He didn't want to help do anything. He thought he was going to go from here to superstar and not have to put a ring.
Right.
So we used him the very first show. We put him against Mongoose as the Who Flung Poo gimmick.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was a great opening curtain jerker. And Marshall he's still not over that. I love the guy that, but I heard him bitching about it yet. What, 20 years
20
later?
years later, yeah. Yeah, that video of our match that I posted, that was 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
It's so fucking crazy.
Barnburner. Who won?
Yeah. 26-time champion.
Oh yeah. In case you're curious.
But yeah, we came up with his too. We came up with Zach Lee. Then every time we show him something in the ring, he'd be like, "I could probably do it even better." That's how we came up with even better. Yeah. So
What's he up to?
So stupid. The fucking t-shirt cut down like a jacket.
Yeah.
Ring coat.
Yeah, I played myself.
Yeah, I don't
Well, bud, in and out
I
of the ring.
haven't heard or seen any of those guys. I see Bart Shaw on like social media a little bit here or there.
Yeah.
I see that he's alive.
Yeah.
You know, but like Mongoose or Pat or any of those other guys, I have no idea.
Mongoose I see on Facebook. Yeah.
I guess we're not
So-
friends.
how's Mongoose's wife? Sorry, Adam Flash's wife.
Oh, man, this is gonna do something for us. I don't know. There's gonna be angry wrestlers out front of my house. Angry former wrestlers in front of my house.
They don't
Nobody
know
knows
yet.
where we are.
That's all right. Nobody knows who we
What's the
are.
address here again?
What's that, bud?
What's the address?
We'll be long gone by the time this comes out. We got to deal with my kid anyway. So
So how long did you run the school? Your school was called what? BC Bumps.
BC
right?
Bumps. Remember we were in the old building?
Behind Bud Carson's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we moved over to next door where the karate studio was. You were around yet, remember?
I think so,
With the
yeah.
nice pads on the floor.
I honestly don't remember, but I think so.
Yeah.
I think I was still
The
around.
second place was behind Bud, wasn't it?
We were both times we were behind Bud.
Right.
But the first one was on the
Where the ring
end.
was this tall.
Yes.
And then we had to make the ring
This tall.
Right.
Yeah,
So we went
I
from
do remember that.
yes.
I remember
Yes, but
that
you know
now.
what worked with that is when we were running smaller places or people were ring renting from us, renting a ring. If they was a small ceiling, we had that ring, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, well, we started seeing the business go south. Wrestling business, the independents, because that's when Vince started gobbling everything up.
Sure.
The whole industry just started, and we seen no one's interest with training. So that's when we kind of decide to close down. Okay. So we went to Bud and said, yeah, we're going to be closing down. So we call our landlord because Bud wanted to stay there. Some reason he wanted to stay. Call our landlord. And we're like, hey, man, we're end of the year. We're going to call it quits. Oh, that's okay. I already got it rented out. I knew this was coming. Someone already called me about it. What do you mean? Fucking Lightning Mike Quackenbush went behind our fucking back. And he was coming up to the training center twice a week to work out.
Yeah, I remember.
He kind of heard us talking that we were going to close. He went behind our fucking back, talked to Bud, got the landlord's name, called the landlord, and fucking took it right out from under us.
What
Yep.
did he hear that you guys were gonna be shutting down or what?
He kind of heard it, but it wasn't official. And he went behind our back and did that. So,
Well, he didn't last
Who's
long there.
he?
be-
He's from around here. He's from West Lawn.
that name sounds
He's-
extremely familiar.
He's still working shows.
He
was-
trained
He does
himself.
Chikara. He does Chikara. He trained. What do you got under his belt? Cesaro?
I'm not sure. He was actually
Brody
just
Lee?
I mean, a name like that, you don't.
he was just in at the Reverb show in January he worked for that Tate. He was at that
Really?
show. Yeah. But
I like Quackenbush.
yeah, I worked him once at the Hamburg Fieldhouse.
I think I like everybody he doesn't like.
For Pinky's show. I worked Quackenbush at the Hamburg Fieldhouse. Yeah. So you're running the. How long? What years was that when you shut down?
I think it was, I want to say 2002, maybe.
2002.
2002.
During that time that you were open, did you have any of the people that you were training like go further at all, like into the like WWF, I guess at the time?
No.
And WCW
Well, what's his name
was,
signed that developmental deal? What was his name? He was Buzz. Remember Buzz?
Sort of.
He was Chris Styles' buddy. Remember him?
Did he have short black hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he sign a developmental deal, I think, with Vince?
That I
but
don't
it didn't.
remember.
I think it lasted a year and that was it.
Okay.
So, but no one else, no. Just, I don't think so. Not that I know of.
How long were you there? Because it's 2002.
I went. It had to be 2000, I think, when I started.
And how long?
I only did it for maybe a year. How long were your training sessions?
You weren't
How
big
long
on
was the?
commitment.
I think we did 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, like Dan said, he turned down that booking from Paul the first, when he got offered. I never thought about working for anybody else other than you guys.
I know you should. You never did, and I told you got to just venture out there.
I know.
Dirty Deeds had you, though, didn't he?
I did work for Dirty Deeds. Yeah, but never like to anyone that I didn't know.
If you would have been motivated, buddy, you would have. I mean, you were a good worker. You would have went further. I'm telling you. Just Casey, I'm good. Why don't you go talk to Af? I'm good.
Shocking. I'm so surprised by all of this.
Well, I don't know if you remember, I got suspended, I think, for 2 shows because I was caught smoking marijuana.
I thought they endorsed smoking marijuana.
No, beer drinking.
Who did that?
It was either Jake or Paul.
Not me.
Oh,
it was Jake.
It must have been Jake, yeah. For 2 shows, yeah.
Should not have been smoking marijuana. Bad.
Yeah, really. Probably all
But weren't you smoking it in? It was. Was it?
Ring?
That was probably the only place I wasn't smoking. No, I'm sure I was.
I totally forgot about that till you mentioned that.
I'm sure you're
Yeah,
whining.
yeah, absolutely. Poor little fella.
Poor little fella.
Did you ever meet Tiny?
I believe 1 or 2 times either. I don't know where though. I can't.
Maybe at
remember.
the Castle Hill Ballroom.
Maybe it was ages and ages ago.
So
we had a short falling out, you and I.
yeah, we
that
sure
was right
did.
around that time. Yeah.
We sure did.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So while you have the school open, I remember we all came up to Penn State. You guys had was it a tryout for WWF
Yeah.
or what?
Never got on. No.
Never.
Nope. They booked us, paid us. Just they never gave us. Just again a blackball. I think someone in the area, our competitor in Allentown, just because he got pulled there, and I think he just blackballed us. Just don't
This
use
is
him.
Alpha.
Yeah, don't use him. So
And do you know who Alpha
No,
the Wild
apparently-
Samoan?
Oh,
He was in WWF back in the
yeah.
70s?
70s and 80s.
70s, 80s.
When I first started watching, they were the tag champs.
He was running an organization too in Allentown, and we were just killing him,
Right.
with it. And just I think he put the word out.
And they want too.
Well, doesn't he? I mean, his family is part of the Rocks family, right? Or
Yeah.
they related to the
Yep.
Rock, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'd say he
Samoans
has
are all the same.
They're all the same.
It's a movie. It's a Hunter movie.
So you came up, yeah, you were there. No, we just never got on.
Yep.
So and then Pittsburgh the next night, and that was it. So
Did
and
you
it-
work in Pittsburgh?
Nope.
Or they brought you to Penn State and Pittsburgh, paid you both nights, and no work.
No work.
So at least you got paid.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it sucks that you.
That's the fucking attitude we're talking about, though.
I mean, it was good. It was $500 a night just to do nothing
Shit. Yeah. That's
and all your
right.
meals.
I mean, I wish I had friends that told me I could do that.
Just sit locked in for 4 hours.
Fuck that guy. You just pay him $500 and just let him go home. All right.
I could have done that. I could have done that for a year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
No, but our ultimate goal, like everyone else, when you start in the business, you want to make it there, and so just we got cut back. So, and I mean, honestly, I thought our talent was better than some guys that were there. I mean, it's who you know. I mean, just like with ECW. I mean, honestly, the Dudleys, I thought we worked better than them. We worked them a bunch in ECW, but we worked circles around them. I thought, but some people didn't think that because we weren't ass kissers, So that leaves us where we are.
Yeah, but where are they? It's not like the Dudleys are running shop anywhere anymore, right? Are they?
No, but they're
They
only
got
the
a school.
most decorated tag teams
Shut the fuck.
all time. More than the Road Warriors.
Are you serious?
Seriously.
I thought you were
And they're in the Hall of
swear
Fame. And they're in the Hall of Fame. So I think they did all right.
I obviously don't know who the fuck I'm even talking about. I was just trying to be
They
polite.
became somehow, being so long in ECW, so long.
This is
in
why we don't have fucking
WWF.
experts on the show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for disrespecting Dudley Boys.
I'm good with it.
I'm sorry. Is Ava still around? Is he still around, alive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
So this in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I saw that. Who was the guy that you guys always had on the show that used to work in the
Sam?
yeah, I saw he passed away. Right?
No, he
No,
didn't.
Sam's
He
sick.
Matt.
Matt.
That was Sika's kid. That's Roman Reigns' brother.
Okay.
He did. He passed away.
Remember he
I
was
was-
in WWF.
I think it's 5
Yeah, I
years
was
ago.
talking about Salvatore, Sal Bellomo.
Oh, Sal Bellomo, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. There was good times. Me and Tiny went to his house at one time at 3 in the morning.
Because then he came to my house.
Yeah, good times. So when did you decide to get out, like step out of the wrestling business then?
Just when everything started falling apart, body,
then, like-
knees, yeah. So, and just that's it. Too old.
Were you still
How old
working
were you
shows?
at that point? I mean, I'm fucking 38 and I don't wrestle, and my shit's been falling apart for 8 years now.
The last match I did do was for Darren 10 years ago. Now, so I was 39. Called it quits.
You couldn't fucking pay me enough money to voluntarily jump into a fight right now. Get my head right. I'm fine.
What do you need?
Just take a bat, do whatever you gotta do, make it quick. Oh, yeah, man. I had to get new furniture because getting off the fucking couch was starting to hurt my knees.
The lifter.
I didn't get one of them. The guy looked at me like, we got one of them. So I was like, I'm not there yet, bro. I can still get up on my own. I'm good. My wife's a nurse. She helps me. We get one of those chain hoists. We'll be fine. I'm like a Cadillac motor. You gotta lift me up with a chain hoist.
So you were in the business for quite a while. I mean, you hate the business now, but I mean, you had to have some. You stayed with it for quite a while.
I loved
there had
it
to be
then.
some good memories that you had from it, right?
Yeah, good memories. I do. Met a lot of good friends. Danny. We're still. We all get together twice a year now.
Yeah, Dan was telling us when
We
he
call
was
it
on.
the summer reunion and the winter reunion. The summer reunion. Me and my wife got a place up on Lake Wallenpaupack. We do it up there.
Nice.
Me and Z, the Hungarian Barbarian, got a boat together. So pontoon boat. We go out all week on the boat and just got a jet ski and just party up every night and have a good old time. Then we always run a place up in Lake Harmony for the winter one. It's me, Danny, Deeds, Dino Divine. Remember Dino?
Yeah.
Cotton, RC, and the Hungarian Barbarian.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw some photos from.
Pictures on Facebook.
No, the ones I
Dan
sent him
said-
of RC on the floor, chips on his ass.
That's a good time.
And he's right next to the sliding door every time it opens. Got video over.
Oh shit, that's
But
fucking cool.
RC said he's done now. He ain't coming anymore.
Oh, really?
So
Because of that, you got too
No,
wasted.
No, it was the next night. The next night
we somehow forgot him at the bar.
I called. We were all at the bar, smashed. I called him. We're all outside. I call him. I'm on the way out. I'm coming right now. I'm coming. And we're pulling around to the front door. He's still coming. He's still coming to the front door. He's still coming to the front door. What the fuck?
How big is the
Yeah,
front?
right,
About
right.
as big as
He's
this
in the
room?
west
Are you in a
wing.
battleship?
Yeah, right. The lower corridor. So he wasn't coming.
So you guys left him.
Yes.
We left him.
It's only like a mile and a half away. You get a Uber.
And okay.
Do they have
Grab a
Uber in
lift.
the?
In the middle of
Ubers
and-
up there. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
He came
That
in.
Uber probably cost him what, $6? He came in hot.
He came in every step. Every step was one word going up the steps. This is my last time.
Fuck
Fuck you
all
guys.
It's okay. Fuck you.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
That's all right.
Oh man, yeah. Deeds is coming on the show in.
Oh Christ!
I think in.
Do you have enough time? Because he'll be putting himself over for hours. Hours. We have an ongoing bet now at every reunion. Everyone throws in a couple bucks. How many minutes till he gets there? Till he puts himself over the first time?
Fast. It is fast. I'm always giving the benefit of the doubt. I lose all my money.
Oh, that's great.
That was his bag. Do you know I was a 6-time welterweight champion?
He made that up, right?
that?
Is that his? Like he made that up, right?
Yes, that's his title. He
Yeah,
owns
yeah.
the actual belt. So every time he'd lose it, he'd just give him back. He doesn't get it back. So he can just keep building himself up.
That's awesome.
It was so real.
Clever.
Wrestling is so real.
We made him lose it one time on one of our shows to Rand Zander, and okay, Rand, he goes, "Well, I know I'm going to put him over, but I got to get it back next month, and he can't take it home with him. That goes home with me."
It's great.
So great.
Oh man.
I love him though. He's a good guy,
So great.
and he's 50-some years old. He won't give in to his grown-up taste, so he drinks what? $9 beer,
What is it
Lucky
called?
Streak.
Lucky Streak.
Never even heard of it.
It's great.
$9 a.
Case for a 30-pack. It's beautiful. It's actually not bad.
I'm thinking,
thought-
$9 a beer.
That's what he
no
said.
big deal. I'm like, yeah, $9 a case. That makes more sense now.
Absolutely.
That
Lucky Streak.
that requires
my
a special
God.
palate,
It's a beautiful thing.
a cultured palate. Oh,
That's
Lucky
disgusting.
And you know when he's getting hammered because his lip gets big, and we call him wet lip because that drool is just coming off of that.
I'm not drunk. I'm not drunk. Hey, you are. Gotta tell, fella.
I'm not drunk.
That's whatever they're cutting that beer with.
You guys.
Oh my!
Oh my god.
I remember one of our
He's
banquets.
coming on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
One of our banquets one year, we always gave awards away, and Darren got Wet Lip of the Year award. We found them wax lips.
God.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man!
So what have you been doing since you've been out of the wrestling business?
so
Still
me-
living in Allentown?
Yep, still live in Allentown. Me and my partner opened a painting company. He moved to Florida 10 years ago. We bought the company from him, and it's kick ass. It's killing. So
You still doing it? Still
Yep.
have the business?
yep,
Cool. What's the name?
Paulie's Painting.
Paulie's Painting.
Used to be called the Boys Painting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and our slogan on our van was "No oversized gimmicks or promotions needed." Doing the job and doing it right.
Clever.
Nice.
How far do you travel?
All over.
Wherever there's work.
Yeah, I actually do a lot of work up on Lake Wallenpaupack and stay at the house up there. Yeah, it's a win-win.
Oh,
So
my Uncle Mark's got a great place up there. We just put some doors on for him, but I mean, there's some really nice.
yeah,
places
I
up
paint a lot of places up there, and so then my business will rent the house from her, and then I use that as a tax write-off.
Very smart.
So
And sometimes the dude gets when he gets to stay up there at his cabin and do a job across the lake, he'll go down and get in his fucking pontoon boat, drive to work.
it's quicker.
In the boat.
Tough day,
Yep.
man.
Nice.
Last year we did a job up there. My
Go
son
take
took the jet
15-minute
ski.
break, you know.
We did one last summer. My son took the jet ski to work every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Bad.
How long of a drive would it be?
If the one job I did last year, did this beautiful house. Guy built it. It was 25 minutes by car, 7 minutes by boat.
Nice.
So
Beautiful.
take the boat.
That is awesome. Yeah, I haven't been up there yet. He's invited me up there last. I think he only finished it last year. So.
Is that off of 183? Is that? Is that
No,
that
that's
lake?
Lake Winona.
Oh, Lake Winona. Okay.
Palm Package.
Both start with the W.
Up, I don't know, northwest of here.
Yeah.
Poconos.
Yeah, west of the Poconos, though. Is it
North.
Is it, is it north of the Poconos?
Yeah.
I just assume if it's not Philadelphia and it's not Pittsburgh, it's the Poconos. So
It's east of Scranton.
Okay.
I just put it in my GPS and go.
Yeah.
is it
I
east of
cheat
Scranton?
so bad.
East of Scranton.
I did
I thought
that.
it was on this side of Scranton.
Yeah. 15 minutes from Scranton,
Okay.
the end of the lake.
Yeah, I drive to the airport every Monday. I know how to get there. I still put it in the GPS.
Which airport you go to?
Philly.
Okay.
Yep, every Monday.
That way you know what time you're getting there.
Yeah.
You know your speed.
Yep.
Tells you everything right there.
Yeah, I can know if I
Are we talking about not needing to, but still putting GPS?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a given.
Absolutely. My kids say, "Why do you use it?" Well, it's 'cause I have
Yeah,
to.
what if something happened? Like, 'cause,
You know where traffic is,
yeah,
too.
Google now tells you where like traffic jams
yeah.
are, where cops are.
222. I can tell. Like, you can smell it if I have it on the phone. Like, okay, red. It's red. I'm gonna go 15 different ways. But if I get 222 at the back end, right when I'm off of 30 there, I'm fucked. It's like an hour drive.
I still use the
I
Garmin.
hate it.
Are
Really?
you
I have a
serious?
Because I
Garmin.
love it. Because I'm so used to it.
Still,
I
mine's
gotta
so
get on
slow.
that internet.
On the line, they call it.
Oh, is that what it is?
On the,
Mine still goes.
take a pic.
When's the last time you updated it?
Updated what?
Road to nowhere. What the hell you think? You can't get on the road to nowhere.
What's it got me in a fucking field? I'm in a
Can't
field.
get there from here.
Says it's a drive-in.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Hey,
So-
real quick, back to ECW.
Yeah.
You guys see that thing Sandman did?
I did yesterday. Yeah.
What? I didn't read the whole.
He,
dude, he was hammered on a
Yeah.
show, and like,
Apparently he. I don't know how. I
On
watched
a
the whole
podcast
thing.
or something.
He was having a podcast? Or
No,
on a
in a
show.
match. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Out of the
Yeah,
back.
at a match, and he. They say it was supposed to be like a 15 to 20 minute match or something like that, and within like I think it was over within 3 minutes. I don't know if they did like the one guy did his finisher to the guy next to the Sandman who was already like laid out, and I don't know, and he covered both of them, and I guess that they were both supposed to kick out, but Sandman didn't fucking kick out, so the fucking ref had to call it that it was over, and like and then he grabbed the mic and he fucking was on the mic for like 15 minutes, and he's like I guess he was like making bookings for the next match with like he has nothing to do with this fucking company. They just brought him in there,
Right.
and he's like,
He's
"You guys
talented
want to
for
see
next
a
week."
3-way?"
Get the crowd all riled up. The lights going.
And then like
Blink
the one
him.
guy tried to take the mic from him, and he's like, "Nobody takes the microphone from the Sandman." I watched like 6 minutes of it. I was like, "Oh my god." this is fucking-
Did you ever see the one with PJ with Just Incredible?
No.
When he was smashed and he's cutting a promo on a mic that I think next day like he went DDP, and I think he either started to get clean or got clean. But you got to look that one.
Really?
Look up fucking.
But yeah, like
Just
come to
Incredible.
Jesus moment the next
Had
day.
to
Yeah.
because it was bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Jesus.
Poor little fella.
Everybody gets one.
Poor little fella.
and how
I got 3.
Some get 6.
Right, good. I'm only on my 3rd.
and like these guys, Sandman. How old is he now? Come on.
He's got to be in his late 50s, right?
Yeah, and he's still working.
Yeah.
Well, he never could work. Let's be
Right,
honest.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah, he had the stick,
Yeah,
right? The kendo stick.
Yep.
And fucking drank beer.
yeah. That's it.
Came out to Metallica.
Hammered drunk, right?
Don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
a
yeah.
wrist lock from a wristwatch.
Yeah, actually, I think he came out and whacked all you guys with the kendo stick in the one match that I was watching. It's on
Yeah.
WWE television.
So let's go back to that too, because we already contacted. Deeds has a lawyer that got me out of a little bit of trouble in the past when I beat some fan up because he threw a bottle and hit me, and we contacted him. I never signed a paper for. Now, okay, Vince owns ECW. I've never signed a paper that shit could be shown. Shouldn't I get money?
You would think.
You would think so, because people are paying to watch that ECW network.
Rebel was in the
I
middle
pay.
of suing them for that. What happened?
Rebel?
Is he good?
Rock and Rebel. No, he's
Did you ever
killed
hear
his wife
Chris
and
Benoit?
himself.
He's kind of like him,
Oh, he killed
except he
his wife.
didn't strangle him.
Well, he killed his wife first, then he killed himself. It's all
Yeah.
good.
I often really regret asking questions on this show.
Someone,
I forgot
when
what
that
the
happened,
hell
someone
happened.
asked me. Someone did ask me how it went
No.
down. Who did he kill first? And I'm like, he shot himself, then he shot his wife.
Oh man, that takes talent, commitment, and talent.
But
Anyway,
anyway,
shoot from the back through the belly, right into her face. That how you do it?
so anyway, back to that.
Aim your head down.
I should be.
He's
Look at her,
down again.
look right at her.
I'm just gonna sit over here and by myself in the corner.
You can edit out anything you need, fella.
He's gonna pass out again.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh man.
Well, we
Go
should get
ahead,
money for that.
Absolutely.
opinion.
Absolutely.
Anytime they're using your likeness or your face or your
Yeah.
name, really. I mean,
So did they? So what's happened with Dee's lawyer?
He
for
just
you
said
guys?
to me, he don't handle that type of stuff, but he talked to one of his buddies who was a lawyer, and he said, you can go after him. You may win. He goes, it's going to cost you $20,000 to get it started.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
I don't want to lose $20,000.
the problem
Right.
with lawyers.
Yeah, you spend 20 grand and then you don't get anything.
So, but I'm sure most of them guys are getting money back.
Do you know anybody else that? I mean, you have to know some of the other guys that are.
I
are
don't
on
talk
there.
to anybody.
No, no one from except
Are
for
you
the.
attempting to file a class action lawsuit on our podcast?
Well, we had a lawyer on last week, so.
Call Mike back. Still got a mic on.
Yeah, that I don't.
I would be pissed off, but I agree to get the ball rolling and get a lawyer dump enough money into a lawyer's pocket to
Yeah.
do the
Yeah, I mean-
research, and then you might not see any of that.
Right, Vince has more money than fucking anybody. You know.
Yeah.
He's not anybody,
I
but
gotta
he's
be honest.
It is what it
Vince's
is.
Not doing good.
really. Because remember our last week's guest.
I know. I'm not.
Her
I'm
husband
not
works for
really
the
all that
XFL,
happy
so-
about what I'm about to say, but it really, I watched more of it. It's just not it's not what I expect for football.
I haven't seen
terrible.
1 second of it.
It's not good.
I see about 10. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what else can he do? Now we've revived this. He's just an ego. It's his ego.
I just don't get it. I don't know, but whatever.
How long before he buys Ring of Honor? How long before he buys,
What do you think of AEW?
I don't watch it.
No, you don't watch any wrestling at all.
Nope.
No.
I gotta talk about it with his son.
Yeah.
I take his boy to the WWF.
So you're saying before you got here, you have to ask his permission to take his boy to go watch this?
Yeah. I do.
No, all kidding aside, I watched it one time with my son, and I called him right away. I'm like, guy just fucking took 3 DDTs and kicked out every fucking
Yeah,
one of them.
there's-
Hold on. Wasn't that a finish move back when I worked?
Yeah.
They hit 30,000 finishes now and kick out of every one of them.
Yeah.
And it just drives me nuts. They're killing it. They really are. Making everyone else look weak,
He hates
So-
a girl referee too.
Aubrey.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Why? What's the matter with
I
her?
like
I like her
Aubrey.
too.
You see Paul Turner's there.
Yeah, that's
for him.
awesome.
Of course,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Lives
He
in
deserves
Lancaster.
it.
Lives down in Lancaster.
Who's Paul Turner?
He was the ref for us.
Yeah, he actually got started around the time that I did.
Nice.
Yeah, but
So-
then he went up with Ring of Honor, and then
I've heard you say that now a couple of times. What's Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor is basically it's an independent, but it's a really fucking good one.
Okay.
And that's where a lot of the guys come from. That have
Nationwide,
made it.
or is it?
They're out of Philly. They're still out of Philly.
Okay.
They were out of Philly at least back when I was in.
They're on.
So-
You ever hear of? It's called Fight, the Fight app, FITE. No, they have a. You can watch their show every I think Friday for free on that. But they're also. I don't know if they're on television also.
No idea. They used to be, but I don't know if they are anymore.
Oh, and what's his name? The other ref made it. Remember D. Edwards?
Yeah.
Derek.
Is he
Derek.
in
That's Derek.
WWF?
Yeah, he's in
That's what I
WWF.
thought. He's a little thicker,
it's
right?
so funny that
He's a little bigger,
I
right?
said to Greg one day, I was happened to be standing there with Greg, and I said, that looks a lot of fucking Derek. He goes, that's because it is Derek.
Yeah, I kept thinking that, and then I looked up his name because
He knows me
I
with the house shows.
I looked up his name on the referee list for WWF. I couldn't find it, so
Well, maybe.
Like, what is out of curiosity? What is and I don't know if anybody even knows this. What is a ref WWF? Like, what does a salary look like for a WWF?
Don't even know. You can Google that, I'm sure.
I'm sure too. Like,
Yeah,
does he
no
work
idea.
every show?
Every
I see him a
Wednesday,
lot.
yeah.
See him a lot on
So
TV.
he travels with them,
Yeah,
presumably.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's
well, WWF still runs more shows. They still run house shows, right? Like all everywhere. I think AEW is just on Wednesday nights.
They are.
So
they're running shows probably every night of the week. Like
WWF.
like a
pretty
tour
much.
bus. Like
Yeah.
a fucking
Exactly.
band.
Exactly.
Yep.
Every night they can get somebody booked.
Yep.
And then selective ones are
And
being
sometimes it's
videotaped.
double
and then-
shots. Sometimes they'll wrestle.
Little running bear?
Little running bears. They'll wrestle in Jersey.
What was that?
They'll wrestle in Jersey first, then they'll shoot to PA and wrestle in
Sure.
PA and in the main event.
Right.
Do a double shot. Little running pants. There was this one kid that
He was a good
he did
kid.
an engine gimmick. So one day he was his first double shot, and he was fucking letting everybody know.
He walked in the locker room. I have a double shot. Put his bag in. I got a double shot.
So you know, I got a double shot.
Get a double shot.
You used to do them all the time. I used to travel with you.
I know.
That was the Tom. Remember the Tom Brandy story with the.
Say I did a lot of double shots. The champ at both places usually.
Yeah. Remember the Tom Brandy story with the sliding past us at the in the ice
with Tom Brandy and the Honky Tonk Man. We just talked.
Oh
about
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, episode 147. Of course. I can never fucking forget it.
I'm gonna put it right here.
Remember that night at the Little Running Bear did something? Remember on the steps
The
by
guy's
the throat?
name couldn't really be Little Running Bear.
definitely was. Yeah.
We call him Little Running Pants. But there was one night Paul yoked him up. He was a little fella. Paul go, "Yank."
He was pissed about something and acting up, and he came in the locker room.
Oh, this was backstage, not.
Yeah, backstage.
Yeah, this is impressive.
So we were just telling story. We were telling stories when I was in Florida visiting Jake. Jake was telling my son stories of how I used to be. So there was this guy worked for AFA. His name was Dr. Giggles, they called him.
Okay.
And he was his bellkeeper. And one night we're working Sam and Lloyd, and Sam put him through a table. This kid got so scared. So the finish was Sam put me, powerbombed me through a table, 1, 2, 3. I'm laying there selling it. He goes out, grabs this kid, puts him through a table. As soon as he hit the ground, he was so scared he popped up and ran outside. And I'm sitting there selling it. I'm a worker. He's a bellkeeper. And he fucking was so scared. I go in the locker room. Sam goes, "You believe he did that?" I'm like, "No, I won't. I can't believe he did that." The kid comes walking in the locker room, comes over to us. "Hey, guys, thanks.
Oh, my God.
I fucking grabbed him with my left hand, and I hit him so hard. I punched him, and he tried running from me. Jake said I grabbed him by the neck. I held him up, and he looked like Fred Flintstone. The feet were going. And I punched him again, and Sam's going, "Hit him again! Hit him again!"
Oh,
There was
my
a
God.
and then Jake's telling my kid this. Then there was another, for instance, working for AFA up in Hazleton. We worked Sam and Lloyd again in a weapons match, and the whole thing at the end was a pull apart, and we were just us four were supposed to just clear everyone out. And there's this phone, and like an old rotary phone
Like a
that
real
someone
phone,
brought,
right.
and it's laying out there ringside. He was using this kid called the Perfect Creation. Do you remember him?
Remember Perfect Creation.
And I did something to him. I like punched him, and he didn't sell, and he's standing there. I'm like, "Oh fuck, no, you don't." I took that fucking phone.
Crumpled him like a bag of
Oh my God! I took the phone, like not the whole phone, but the phone part. I fucking hit him. I took that receiver. I hit him so hard. I think I knocked him out. He fell, and then I didn't give up. Jake had to pull me off there. I'm fucking beating him with it. Okay. I gashed him.
Hard way.
It took 18 stitches. I gashed him.
Jesus.
And he wouldn't come in the locker room. He had Katra come down, grab his bag because he didn't want to see me. He went to the hospital.
to death.
Went to the hospital. Sam
Also, doesn't like phones anymore either. Real bad problem with talking on the phone.
Samu called me the next day. Samu called me the next day. He goes, "How many stitches you fucking think you gave him?" I'm like, "I don't know, 14." He goes, 17.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
That's fucking
With a
crazy.
phone receiver.
Samu at Checkers. Samu at fucking Checkers one night. We're all eating after a show. This fan comes up. He's talking to him, and Sam's talking to him real nice. Got a gigger in his hand. So he goes talking to the kid. They're talking with their hands. And he's zipping the guy. In the middle of Checkers.
Bleeding all over himself.
He didn't even know it.
He just keep talking. Yeah, 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
Nope.
It's a different kind of fan base there.
Oh, my God.
Right in the middle. All right.
That's
Checkers.
fucking crazy.
Were you guys? We were working Paradise Diner. Remember that? Were you there for that one?
Yes, I
Love
think
Bug always
so.
brings that up. I juiced that night working for FWA, which is Mike Burns.
Okay.
Working for him. So I juiced that night, and it was still open, and I had a Band-Aid on it. It's like, we went out drinking afterwards, like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm like, "Watch this." Love Bug, Jake, we're all sitting there. I get up out of the booth. I start walking. I took the Band-Aid off. I took the bump on the floor, and I started knocking it. I busted open, and the
God.
Indian, "Oh, you bleeding, you bleeding, you bleeding."
People
He's
must-
giving me napkins. I'm going like this. Oh, he goes, "Oh, no, you had him." Love Bug's yelling, "Sue him, sue him."
guy's gonna own a lot of places.
Do you remember that? Were you there? Were you there that night?
Oh my god! I don't
Love
think
Bug
so.
brings that story up all the time.
Oh my god!
What, I got a bug hanging?
And I mean, it was coming. It was 4-0 and 2, and it's all over his floor. They had to get the mop out.
Everything's fine.
So those were the fun times. That's what I miss. I miss all that stuff.
Yeah.
I miss all that
Right,
stuff.
bleeding and beating the shit out of people.
Well, I was watching the AEW pay-per-view last night. I put it on when we got home from Karis.
Don't tell me about it.
And all right, so
My kids are mad at me right now.
Sorry, this show doesn't come out till next week.
yeah, 3 weeks from now. We got a couple lined up. So, but I put it on. Barbara was like, "Put on whatever you want." She's like, "I know you want to watch your wrestling, right?" So she's like, I forget what match it was, but somebody was bleeding, and she's like, "This is so ridiculous." And I was like, "It's just like anything else we watch." I was like, "They're telling a story. It's like a storyline, and they're acting. They're making it look as real as possible." She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember now. Eugene Levy last week on Schitt's Creek cutting his forehead open." She's like, "Oh yeah, it's just like the other shows."
Well, that's
we
a
watch."
comedy. It's not quite like that.
That's another thing too. You know, Casey, when you talk to people, everyone about fake chairs, fake tables. You know,
Yeah.
that used to drive me nuts. So one time,
Well, I was watching the thing that is on the WWE network of your match. I mean, there was no fucking fake hitting chairs.
no,
The
So-
Dudley boys or you guys.
Gravity is really hard to fake.
yeah. Well, one time at the Garfield, one of our first shows there. Remember, Danny used to come out. We didn't have the entrance. He used to come out along the tables. Remember, we put them tables there. And the guys point me one time, and that was, I forget what match it was. And I'm bleeding. And he's pointing at me over the table. Fake blood, fake blood. I'm like, how you going to fake blood, asshole? He's like, fake blood, fake blood. I went like this, smacked him across the face. That was on video, too. I still have that tape. Dylan always says, "Dad, how about that time you smacked him?" And you can see the handprint and the blood all over.
Is this the one that you had the lawyer troubles with?
No, that was another one.
No?
So I'll tell you that story real quick.
It's all cleared up, right? We don't have to.
All cleared up.
Okay.
But it took 2 years. So we're wrestling Fernwood. We're wrestling Public Enemy. So the finish was Teddy was coming off the speakers back here through 2 tables through Jake, and me and Grunge were in the ring. And then they ring the bell after the 1, 2, 3. And Johnny's down. I'm standing up like this, thinking we win. We won. But here comes a bottle. I'll get to the best part of the story, though. Bottle comes, hits me in the head, a beer bottle. I see where it's coming from. I look at the guy. He's chucking the finger. 3 rows back. I jump out of the ring, grab the security rail. I came down swinging. Beat the shit out of this guy. So I'm in the locker room. We're the last match. I come out of the shower. I'm getting dressed. Here come the state cops, 4 state cops. We need to talk to you. I'm like, what's up? Now, Z that night was the first match, the Hungarian Barbarian. He is hammered.
Oh, my God.
He goes to the bar. He is hammered. I have a hoodie on, and Z comes walking over to me. He goes, what's going on? I'm like, they're just asking me a couple questions. He goes, is he under arrest? No, we just got to ask him a question. He grabs me by the hoodie, starts dragging me, goes, fuck these pigs. You don't need to talk to them. Oh, my God. I'm like, no, let me just fuck these pigs. And they're telling him, stand back, you know. So I'm like, dude, let me just handle this. He goes, tell me what happened.
I'm sure these fucking state cops were not where they wanted to be in that very moment.
Nope. So now the 4 state cops say, explain to me what happened. We want to hear your version because we heard his. I'm like, end of the match. I said, guy fucking took his beer bottle. He threw it at me. It hit me in the head. I said, my temple's right there. Suppose he would have hit me in the temple, killed me. Oh, he goes, all right, now. Blue Ridge Cable was there. It's a video. It's a TV. Cops go, hold on. We're going to go out. We're going to watch it in the van. Cops come back in. He goes, you want to stick with that story or you want to tell us the truth? I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. He goes, let's go in here. Put it in slow motion. He goes, it's a plastic cup, and it's going. He goes, it's that far from you. I'm like, well, my adrenaline was up. I guess I thought it was a bottle, and it hit me.
Oh, man.
Plastic cup.
Whoops.
But now comes the best part. The kid,
Didn't even touch you.
oh, it was It was honestly 3 feet. We watched it in slow motion. I looked at him, I guess I was wrong. So now, the kid...
Did you not have a fucking huge welt on your head or a headache? Those would have been...
So now he was just probably wrestling.
He just got done fighting a match.
Half an hour hardcore
You don't have to
match.
defend the guy. I'm just asking I'm just asking what the people wanted to know.
So now the kid that I beat the shit out of, he didn't sue me. His dad sued me because his dad was trying to get me off of him, and he was trying to pull me, and he tore his rotator cuff by doing so.
Oh my
That's
God.
the guy that sued.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But was he the kid that threw the cup?
Right.
The kid that I beat up through the cup.
Okay.
Fucking done deal then.
Right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Right.
Yeah, it could have been a bottle.
It could have been anything. It could have been a fucking pipe bomb. How the fuck are you supposed to know? You could have saved everybody in that room's life.
But that night was great. Were you there that night, Danny?
No, I don't think I fought that night. I
God.
only wrestled there once.
God bless Teddy and Johnny. They're both gone, but they were two great guys to work with. And Teddy very seldom juiced, and he said that night, I want to juice working you guys. Both of them needed like 10 stitches each. They were Johnny Grunge was a mess. It was on YouTube for a while.
I don't remember those.
It's just pouring off a
Which
grungy.
stitch you got? Like, you have...
Doc Frank,
Okay, you have...
Ron Miscavige would stitch you right on the
I
spot.
remember that.
Yeah, that was a
Me? Oh, no, I never stitched him.
little fat fucks.
I thought-
Like that's me calling somebody else a fat fuck. It's great.
I asked who would stitch. You guys didn't have to go to the emergency room after every match. I'm sure there was...
Doc Frank would stitch.
Yeah, we had a doctor.
And who was that one? Tabitha. She stitched too, I think.
I don't know, never needed it.
So the one night,
Well, maybe needed it. It just never did it. Never did it.
One night, Jake was hurt, so I'm working D-Man Davidson. And we did a whole run-in with the Backseat Boys. So I juice, and I got it good. And after them, I'm like, we got to take this home. Let's go. Go in the locker room. Our one security guy, he got a towel. And I'm with my head back, and he's pushing. It won't stop, right? And he's pushing down on the towel. He's like, his feet are off the ground. He's pushing so hard. My wife walks in the locker room, make sure I'm okay. He's fine. He's fine. She goes, let me see. He takes the towel off. Shot up.
Yeah, right.
Let's go to the, she said, let's go to ER. We go to the ER. He goes, we're going to need stitches. Oh, no. I'm afraid of needles.
Oh,
Ever since
that's
Davey got me with water, you know.
That's reasonable.
So I'm like, butterfly it. And I'm there in gimmick yet, and I'm like, butterfly it. He goes, all right. I'm like, but you got to hurry up. I got to run in at the end of the show.
My
With
God.
the Backseat Boys. Son of a bitch, I made it back in time.
Holy shit.
The
Holy
fucking hole in your
shit.
forehead. Pouring blood.
Oh my God.
Danny's first time juicing. Tell that story. Or did you last time?
That wasn't the first time.
In the cage?
Which cage?
The very first cage. You had to leave the cage?
That's not the first. That's not
Okay.
the first one. That was just my ugliest one. Yeah, I had to leave the cage. I was in there for 3 minutes. Next thing you know, I'm fuck. I don't know. I had a whole thing on how I did it. It was a lot of guys they go up and down, and they just put little scratchies on their head. They look like a fucking road map. Dirty Deeds and Flash were infamous for it, and they got a little trickle of blood. Looks like fucking you pop the zip.
Right.
Mine was in, over, in, over. That's it. 2, maybe 3. I fucking went deep on this one. Dude, that was scary. It just poured down, and it was hot. I could feel the heat. I could feel the heat of the blood. I was scared.
So
So I said, get me out. And they're all going, because everybody's outside the ring, and they're all going, no, you're good. You stay in. And I knew they were fucking with me. I was like, I need to get out of here. It was bad.
I mean, when you do that, when you cut your head like that, it's like usually after you get hit with something, or I mean, so
Right.
it's
You take you take a chair shot, and you cover up, you pull out your gimmick.
I mean, your blood's already fucking racing.
Of course. And
Right,
if you
and-
know you're going to bleed ahead of time, you get a couple tree beers in you.
Right.
A couple
so
of
your
aspirin.
blood's thin as shit.
Right, it's a couple of aspirin.
You're all whacked out on
Yeah.
whatever fucking
Whatever
whatever your desire is. whatever you can afford last night. And then, so you really, I mean,
That's how the pain is.
you don't really need to go crazy unless
No.
you're. I mean, but here's the bitch. Like, a lot of these guys do the same thing over and over and over again. Scar tissue.
Right, and that's when it looks like Devon Dudley.
Well,
or
not
Yeah,
only
right.
that, but it also makes it more difficult to keep drawing blood.
Right, but I didn't do it then.
I just mean, I think it's
Those guys.
crazy. Just,
Or like Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah,
He's
those
got.
guys got that big.
Remember we were talking about him? You can stick a fucking quarter in his top of his head.
Yeah.
He's got gashes like that.
that's pleasant. That's all pleasant.
Yeah, is that nice?
Actually, it's stuff non-wrestling related, but I don't really need to
Go
talk
ahead.
about it. It's something important. Not with us.
Holy shit, we talked that long.
Yeah, buddy.
I was actually got some stuff off my chest.
You got anything else?
Then he thought it was going to be worse, though.
I definitely thought it was
Yeah?
yours. I could have stayed home for this one. What was you laying in bed?
I can go on yet.
Yeah, go, man.
What was the,
There's no time limit.
female show that you were at the other night? There were. It looked like it was all female matches that you were posting the pictures of. Was that just part of? Was it Atomic?
Yeah, they have it's called Rogue Women's Warriors or something like that, where they have like a bunch
Was that
of
the same show?
Yeah, yep,
Okay. I
yeah.
didn't know if you were doing multiple.
I was trying to think of that with the all the wrestling that's going on now and how big women's wrestling is. I don't remember. Did you guys ever have any women's matches?
Never.
I don't ever remember. I was trying to think back to.
Did we? I think we did one time.
Like Catra, some nonsense.
No.
Your wife shaking her head. Yes, that you did.
Yeah, we did. I
But I
forget who
couldn't
it
remember.
was. I
Were they
forget.
hot? Were they hot?
I think Catherine was on.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Catra.
Catra.
I don't remember her.
The
She's one
Driz,
of
Leslie Shizz.
She was one of Alpha's, guys, girls.
Okay. I remember I went up to Office training camp. This was even when I was still in high school with one of Jimmy's classmates, Fast Eddie Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went up there. That's where he trained, I
He
think.
wasn't my classmate, right? He was
Isn't he
years
a-
older than me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, funny?
Yeah.
Oh, lots funny. Robbed the bank. There were some other things.
Him and Cashmere ever hook up?
No.
Just asking.
No. His husband just passed away, didn't he?
that.
I saw it at Eddie's.
Yeah, I heard about
yes.
that. Yeah.
Christ, they're only married like 4 or 5 or 6
I don't know.
years.
But
remember.
he had I couldn't believe it. I just happened to see his post of him, kind of letting it out. And I was like, man,
He is out of jail now.
he's
right?
way out of
Yeah,
jail.
yeah.
That's
Long
years
out
That
of
was a
jail.
long time ago, yeah.
What did he do?
Robbed the bank.
Robbed the bank.
Oh, my
They all
God.
robbed
Yeah.
banks.
That's what. That's
They
what
do.
They all.
How do I know 2 guys that robbed banks that were wrestlers?
Really?
Yeah,
Who's the
Nick
second?
Gage. Nick Gage.
Oh, yeah.
CZ Dub. Yeah, he robbed a bank.
Wow.
Jesus Christmas.
Just need a couple bucks.
That's where you go.
Wrestling doesn't pay that
Well,
well.
brother just. Oh man, it's just too soon.
No.
Bombing us out already? Are
No.
you doing that?
Now you're gonna.
This is like 3 weeks from now, so no,
All
it's
right,
not too
so-
soon.
All right. Well, listen, his brother is Justice Payne, who was was the main event guy. He was the main guy there.
At CZW.
Yeah, and he just, if I'm not mistaken, well, he just took his own life. But I think he actually jumped off the Walt Whitman.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's fucking commitment. That's
It's one way to go.
Yeah, it is. There's one.
Fucking crazy. Somebody jumped off a 30 the other day on a 220. Or no, on one of the bridges in Lancaster.
And survived.
On the 30, nobody hit her. She survived. They took her to the hospital.
Oh, okay.
How embarrassing.
Well, yeah.
What's the position you take? Jackknife? You stick
Dude.
it out?
Belly flop.
All
The
right.
fucking walls are like 6 feet high. I don't even know how it's possible.
You try for a 450.
The old end over. I don't know how it happened.
Pull
I
a
was going for my.
Ricochet. Yeah.
I had a kite. And I was going for a frisbee. The wind took it. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
No, but I don't know. It's fucking. But just,
Sweet. All right.
you see
Not
the
my time.
you see the video of the kid throwing a beer across the street to the other kid. And he goes to grab it off of the second floor balcony. Hits the beer. The beer hits his hand.
Damn it.
And then goes down. And then he up and over the rail
To the next
to the
porch.
second, the floor below him. Gets the beer, picks it up, cracks it open, does the fucking, Yeah, good to go.
Crazy.
Not the worst. I wish I was back in college. Get away with that shit.
No.
No, definitely not.
So tell us some more wrestling stories, Paul. You got
No,
said
just
said you had some more things to
just
get off your chest.
Back to the ECW, and just the fucking ass kissers that made it. I mean, because they stroked Paul's cock. It's just that just no talent, but I mean, it just fucking that irritates me.
Paul Heyman, you're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
And him too. Jesus Christ, he's a fucking.
Is this guy still in the business?
Yeah, he works for Vince.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I didn't realize it. Like
He had a plan. He had an ulterior
So,
motive with ECW that he was
Vince
going to.
obviously buys WWF, or his dad owns WWF, right?
Yeah.
And then he starts buying, the 70s, he starts buying up smaller
The territories.
groups and territories. And then,
Well, he was
80s,
just
90s,
buying he was just getting wrestlers to work for him, and then they
But then he
pretty much
started
just had to
actively
shut
Defunct.
going
down.
after
Yeah.
I know the territory thing was where it became like the fucking national thing that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then he bought WCW was
Yep.
90s. That was the last big
Yep.
acquisition. But he owns ECW.
He bought ECW as
When
well.
did that happen?
All the rights. I mean, he bought all the rights. to
Early
everything.
2000s.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's that long.
Early 2000, yeah.
So he owns.
So he's like the
everything.
fucking monopoly of
Yeah.
Yeah.
wrestling.
And now it's the first time. Well, TNA 10 years ago came out, and it was pretty good for a while, but it really kind of just became the drizzling shits.
Well, it's
with
like you
AEW
said.
now.
I mean, you're fighting up against. If the guy doesn't want you there,
Right.
and on what fucking universe would somebody want another, like a competition like that where you have 99% of the shares and
Exactly.
you're not making each other better. You're just gonna fucking get out of here or buy them up.
And there's nowhere to
So
go.
I can see your frustration.
That's
Yeah.
the thing with
Seeing
this.
as though it all goes back to that same fucking
Yep.
nonsense.
With AEW that Dan was talking about that's started
Yeah,
about
they're
a year
completely
ago.
independent.
They're the first major competitor to WWF that's on television since what 90 or 2000 was WCW's last show or something like
I
that.
don't remember, but yeah.
And but Tony Khan owns AEW. His dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Right.
Oh, okay.
and they have more money than Vince McMahon. So there's actually competition again, in the.
It's fun to watch, and it's good wrestling. It's kind of back to old school, not fucking people getting married in the ring and you're cheating on
Yeah.
him, and this is my real son. Yeah. So, guy needs
Although I will
Miss
agree with.
Elizabeth and Randy Macho Man Savage was a pivotal point in my life. I don't want to take away from marriage in the ring by any means.
Both dead.
That one, both dead.
Yeah.
Red Lion?
No Red Lion.
No Red Lion.
Both dead. But yeah, that was a big time in my life too. But it really could have stopped there.
That should have been
They kind of progressed.
that was the apex
Kind of
of.
progressed.
I can agree with you there.
Yeah, I try since AEW's been on, I went back and watched a little bit of the new WWF, and it's fucking the storylines are just so
I don't
bad.
watch it.
It's
Yeah, I can't watch it.
it's I just don't know who they're trying to.
I honestly
Appeal
like it
to.
more for novelty anymore. I like watching the YouTube videos of the most insane character development over the past 5-10 years. Those are fun videos.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. There's no way you could I like the older the Brutus the barber shop when
Yeah,
he
right.
kicks
Yeah.
when he kicks the Genetti to the fucking roof. That's fucking awesome. Or fucking Mankind jumping 30 feet to his near death. through
Yeah.
Hawkeye. That's you don't get that fucking shit anymore. Although people now
We were at Fast Eddie's for that.
yeah
For what
yeah.
Mankind got
Drinking-
thrown from the.
You guys
Keep
go
it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it fucking moving.
little pop, pop.
That was before we knew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, he's a good dude.
Yeah. No, he was my weightlifting coach, I guess, in high school, and he's actually his younger brother was a year ahead of me in school. So, but he's 10 years older than me.
I fucked him once.
Yeah.
I don't mean it in that way. I mean, but I had a show. I actually worked for Dio. I did a Dio show at the Pat Garrett's amphitheater.
Yeah.
And I wrestled with Eddie, and we had this big back and forth thing worked out. And I don't know, I was just kind of over
The business.
No, I was in my mind, I was just kind of going too fast, and I didn't give him any of his shit.
Oh.
I fucking went right from me. I gave like a second spot right back to me. Imagine that. Take it home. He's like, dude, I didn't get any of my shit.
You want to
in.
shine or don't you, brother?
Yeah,
Thank you.
It wasn't on purpose, but I fucked him.
That's that night too. Remember, we were on that show, right? Me and Jake. That's the night I gigged Buck Wild.
I don't remember.
He asked me to gig him, and I gigged him.
It's hard.
Oh, very hard. He never did it, and Theo wanted them the juice, and I gigged Buck Wild. I got him good.
We're gonna start doing that here for the podcast, everybody.
Put it this way:
For the watchers, for the people at home.
his grandmother was yelling at me, like came in the locker room and was yelling
His grandmother.
at me.
My grandmother would be yelling at you too. Oh man.
So, do you regret any of that, like the cutting your forehead and all that, the bleeding and all that stuff?
No, not really. I said it was my passion there for a while. I loved it. I loved what I did. I loved everything about it. I loved the training center. I just loved everything. And once it ended, I just turned my back on it.
So
Turn the page. The chapter's over. And some guys, one of them comes to our reunion. He's still living the same page.
He loves himself.
We do play this game, though, with Dirty Deeds. When you bring up a name, we call it either dead or it's been the red line. Like someone that's, you bring up, like,
George Animal Steel, dead and been
and red line.
Does Darren still run shows?
No.
No, that's over too.
He's still got his promoter's license,
I
though.
sure does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's still involved.
He used to have to rent that. Like he used to give that to people, right, or whatever. He would have to.
They pay him for it.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, they pay
They
him
would
for
rent it from him.
Well, yeah, he only had one competition really with his license, and that was good.
Chuck, you don't got to worry about that anymore.
Rebel.
Hey,
Yeah,
dead and that red line.
Dad in bed, red line. And his wife. We both too.
So who were some of the favorite guys that you worked over the years? Like some of your favorite matches.
One of our best matches, and to this day, I just remember we worked the Eliminators in Trent, New Jersey. It was. We had a kick-ass match with them.
Is that Cronus?
Yeah.
Saturn.
Yeah.
Cronus.
Yeah. Saturn's not doing too well.
Yeah,
I guess
saw
he's
that.
trying to straighten himself up.
I didn't even recognize him in that video. Did you see that video? He was at like a Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
And he does. I mean, I would have never been able to tell that was him. Just like
Danny's
big
favorite
and,
story about
We'll
Cronus.
put that right here for you.
big and has a big beard. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all tatted up
Yeah.
his face. Yeah, he got into some bad stuff. But the funny thing is, up at the ECW, at the training center me and Jake used to go to every Wednesday, Perry was a straight shooter, never did drugs or drank. His thing was coffee. He drank coffee and he used to just preach about not doing drugs and drinking. And after WCW, I guess he just started drugs and got hooked pretty bad, I think, on heroin.
Gee.
That happens. I mean, a lot of old professional wrestlers get addicted to.
Yeah.
Opiates, painkillers, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's just like any other sport. You beat your body physically every night of your life and try to either drink or ingest drugs that make you not hurt. And then when you're not doing it anymore and you're still hurting, you still need to take something.
Cope, yeah. So, Danny, your favorite story about when we used to book Cronus, you remember?
Yeah.
When Cronus walked in the locker room that one night.
Refresh me. Except for anybody got any Zomas? Anybody got Zomas?
Zomas.
Muscle relaxers. Anybody got Zomas? Who's got Zomas? Who got Zomas? Anybody got Zomas?
Zomacoma.
Zoma, coma.
He just went around to everybody.
I don't know if I've ever had a Zoma.
I had a couple. But that was it.
I wouldn't have mind trying them, but
No, I'm sure. Never said no to anyone else.
I was going to say, what would
What is it? You're washing it down.
Oh, my God. Casey, I wouldn't have mind trying. Oh, my God. But no, I mean, look at all the guys we work with in ECW that are dead, Jesus Christ.
Axel, Balls.
Well, that was just Cronus was a shock. I mean, he didn't abuse too much.
What do you mean? That was a shock?
Well, yeah. Kind of was. It was a heart attack,
You walk in
right?
the fucking locker room asking for painkillers?
Well, but I mean,
That's your opener?
come on, you knew.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you.
No, but you knew it was just time.
Cardiovascular healthcare.
You knew it was time with Balls and Axel. You knew it was just a matter of time.
Sure.
You know? And I mean, who else? Big Dick Dudley. I think his was liver or kidneys or something failed on him.
Dead Ben Redline. I wrestled him Redline.
No, I think he did. I think Darren had him once.
I fought him in Redline.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was the one you said about. I remember that story
Take the
about
3D from anywhere?
Yeah, be anywhere, right?
He wasn't anywhere.
Come on. Who else is gone? Well, Anthony. How about that one? Anthony, too. Jesus Christ.
Who's that?
Pitbull Anthony. Both of them,
Okay.
while their 1 and 2 year old were upstairs, they both shot up bad heroin, dead. And
Both
it was
of 'em?
Anthony
Jesus.
and his wife. Both of them shot up bad heroin. Kids were upstairs in their bedroom for 3 days until they discovered it.
Jesus Christ.
I
Seriously.
swear I'm going to check out on the
That's
fucking
crazy.
podcast.
Well, public,
That's fucking awful. That's awful. Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate fucking drugs, but I understand addiction and I understand how fucking terrible it is. But there's just no having kids and putting that shit in your arm
crazy.
while there's children under your fucking care is just
Yeah.
whatever. I can't even comprehend that.
Yeah.
That happened like around here.
Philly, where they live. And just like, I mean, and then the good guys that go, Teddy, Rocco, Public Enemy. Johnny died of sleep apnea, and Rocco died of a heart attack in transit to, and Candido, look at him.
Yeah.
He died because he got pneumonia from
Really?
an operation.
Jesus.
Yeah, what was it? His knee? He blew his knee out?
Yeah, went in because Kid Cash no-showed a TNA pay-per-view. Candido went in, broke his leg, went into surgery, never came out.
Well, he came out.
Oh.
He came out of surgery, and he was out of surgery, and he contracted pneumonia, and he died like a day
Jesus
later
Christ.
after pneumonia. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
He was in Redline.
And then the Iron Sheik's still fucking standing. Not standing. I don't know if
knows
he's
how?
standing,
I don't know if
but,
he's standing at this moment.
but he's still there. He's still kicking.
Still going. All right. It's been real. Thanks.
Another heartbreaking episode of Saturdays with Chicken.
Yeah, thanks for
man.
letting me vent, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You want to plug your painting company at all?
Yeah.
What? Paulie's Painting?
Paulie's Painting,
Is
do
it
everything.
Online or?
I don't have a website or anything, but
No? Just word of mouth? Everything's word,
word of
I'll
mouth.
work on it for you.
Jimmy will get it.
That's Dan. I'll hook you up.
But I think
ever
you
been to
could
the
Google
Orioles?
it. So I think it might come up on Google. I don't know. I don't got a website or anything, but we do all kinds of work: inside, outside, commercial, residential, hang wallpaper.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good if you're not if you're staying busy and you don't have any type
Yeah.
of it's everything's word of mouth. It's,
Yeah, absolutely.
How many people you got working for you? You got a couple vans? I mean,
2,
yeah.
5, 6 guys.
Nice. That's nice. That's a good size, man.
Yep.
That's how like Jimmy and a couple of my buddies have. You know, one's a tree stump grinding business, and I did actually make him a website, like a fully functioning website. And then a year later, he called me and he's like, "You got to take it down." He's like, "There's
That's why I don't.
too many fucking
yeah.
people are emailing and calling me." He's
Well,
like, "I
that's
don't
why
have time
I
for
do
it."
no social media for my
Right.
basketball company
Yeah.
because I think if I got into that,
He had me deactivate the Facebook
Yeah.
page and everything.
Yeah,
He's
you
like,
have to.
I just can't keep up with it. And,
it's a good
you
problem
know,
to have.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you hate you hate.
I hate
actually
turning work down.
business away. Like
Yeah.
it's one thing to say it; it's another thing to actually say it to a customer.
Right,
Like,
and to do it and to not get
paid.
not get paid, right? But then if you don't, then you're gonna work it, and
Right.
you're working,
all
15
hours.
hours. Yeah.
Well, his problem, and I'm sure it's the same.
and we work 40 hours a week.
Do you trust other people doing the work that you've started yourself?
Exactly.
And both of you are in the
Right,
same
absolutely.
position. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it takes a good amount of time and trust between you and then the other person to even consider letting a lead truck or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's right on. That's great. I'm glad I know that because I got some painting I want to do and I don't want to pay Casey. Do you still do any
stain on the
do you
wall.
paint at all anymore?
Yeah, I just painted the basement floor.
My basement floor? No,
Yeah.
that's asbestos.
Barbara's basement floor.
It's asbestos. You're gonna need a class for that.
Okay.
Maybe some goggles or something.
You know, asbestos is only bad if you break it up, right? It's not. I mean, you can handle it, no problem with that. Just as
You know,
long
as
as
a
you don't-
homeowner, I can actually take it up, break it up, do whatever I want, and put it out on the
Yeah,
curb.
you'll just get asbestos poisoning.
No. Seriously, as long as
I know you can put it in a bag and put it out to the curb
Why
for
are you
trash.
yelling?
Jan and I used to do it all the time.
The difference is, I wouldn't be paying anybody because I'm the homeowner. Jan was getting paid for it. Jan should have been debating asbestos, but because I'm the homeowner, I can do it myself.
Okay.
Wait, so when you say do it yourself, are you really gonna do it yourself?
I'm not doing it at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing shit. As soon as you guys leave, I'm going upstairs and laying on my couch. My brand new couch. So, anything else? I
think we're good.
We appreciate you
Yeah.
joining us
It
today.
was really
Glad
good
I
to see
did.
you, man.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
It's good to see Casey. I haven't seen him in
At least
15 years.
Yeah, or longer.
Good.
Me either.
And I was worried about you at one point. You know that. Danny knew that.
I wasn't worried.
So, huh?
I wasn't worried.
I was
You've
worried.
been a red line.
So,
What were you worried about? I was all right.
Dude, we were fucking all worried.
you were going on the wrong side of the tracks there for a little bit, and I was just concerned. So I'll never forget the one time up training, I called your house and your dad answered. Remember, he yelled at me. I'm like, "You're yelling at the wrong guy."
You should be yelling at Danny Rose.
Exactly. I'm the one that took him from his college scholarship, Penn State University.
He could be playing for Jerry
Be
Sandusky.
a Cornhusker right now.
He could be in the XFL.
Yeah.
Well, he's still probably good, to be honest.
I turned out all right.
Yeah, you did all right.
I'd say so. Anything else for you, buddy?
Nope. I got nothing this week. I didn't take any notes this week.
Who we got next week?
Next week
Oh,
is
Guitar Girl
Laura Cheadle. Yep.
and Kim.
Yep. Kim will be here.
I like how we get Kim here when there's other girls here because we don't.
Make them feel comfortable.
Yeah, it's for them. Yeah, sure it is. Just so that we don't feel uncomfortable.
And then Mike from Predator Hunters, Pennsylvania Predator Hunters.
Bad
Will be on.
idea.
Will be on. Have you guys seen that yet? No. There's a guy that goes around. He's on Facebook.
Kristen showed it to me the other
And
day.
he like, I don't know how. I mean, we're gonna get into it with him on the podcast.
we?
I'm not exactly sure
You
what
gotta
they
go.
do, but they like bait people, like pedophiles.
They act
that
like
are-
fucking children, and then other guys talk to them, and then they do the Chris Hansen
Yeah, and like
thing.
he goes and meets them at like
I
Walmart
don't
and
know how
like
I feel
confronts
about
them
it.
and shit.
And
Good.
they fast. The only one I saw. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Fessing up, and they're
Yeah,
they stay there and talk to this dude.
Yeah.
he's
he's like,
letting him have it.
yeah. The one guy said, I was just gonna come buy her the dog food, and like, sure you were,
This
buddy.
text here says that you.
This is a picture of your dick, sir. What does your dick have to do with dog food, sir? Pardon my language. Sorry. See, that's why we can't have women here. on
Those
a
are
basis,
our,
because there's- but
Those
yeah.
are our next two guests.
Okay. So, Danny, thanks for joining us again.
It's my pleasure.
I'm glad I stayed with it this whole time.
You did good. You did good.
You were fucking. I watched that video about 100 times, and your reaction to that was absolutely fucking amazing.
This is it.
That's it.
I thought I killed him.
So, but yeah, Paul, thank you very much for joining.
Thank
us.
you.
That's it, bud.
That's it.
That's it. It's been emotional.
Goodbye.